Hey guys, it's Victor Costa. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for your comments and questions, especially your concern recently because we had a big snowstorm here in New York. The news was calling it a snowpocalypse, and a lot of you guys were asking, Vic, you okay? How you doing since the snowstorm? Guys, I'm 100% fine. No big deal. Just a couple more puddles to jump over on the way to the gym tonight. Been meaning to answer this question that's been asked both on Facebook recently, but also throughout the years in many ways, in different ways from different folks. And the question really, to sum it up, is, Vic, can you make gains in your 40s and 50s and maintain muscle like one could in their 20s and 30s? You know what's really interesting about questions is it gives me the perspective, and it gives me the perspective from which it's asked. You know, it gives me a sense that there's a person there in their 40s and 50s pondering, could they have done something differently? Or somehow taking a look at where they are now and wondering if gains are challenging to make now, and had they been easier if they started it earlier in their 20s and 30s. Or they're just comparing themselves to people of the different decades younger. And so the question that I ask is, what can an answer offer you? The question isn't really about whether or not you could have made better gains in your 20s and 30s, or one could. The question is, why are you asking it? Why are we looking back and not looking forward? If you want to get down to whether or not the body tends to heal better at a younger age, or whether it heals better at an older age, one could make a very strong argument that it heals better at a younger age. I've had somebody was telling me recently just how long it took for a scar to heal up, or a cut that they had to just heal up, and he's in his 60s, his mid 60s, late 60s. And he said, that used to heal up like in a day or two when I was a kid. I never even noticed that. So I don't think there's any refuting the body's ability to recover and heal at a younger age. However, when we talk about progress and we talk about muscle growth and muscle development, I know many individuals who are experiencing greater muscle growth in their 40s and 50s than they were in their 20s and 30s. A lot of that has to do with experience. They know exactly what they're doing now. A lot of it has to do with habits. Their habits are much different now and more organized than when they were in their 20s and 30s. A lot of guys in their 20s and 30s are still courting. They're still going out on dates. They're still going out and having fun. Their body is more resilient, so they tend to take a little bit more risks physically in terms of maybe drinking a little bit more. And a person who is a little bit older, in their 40s and 50s, may already be settled down, may really already have a strong, solid routine, and you also have a lot of experience. So that experience is cumulative and it counts. So there's no doubt that oftentimes a person in their 40s and 50s can make terrific gains because of all of those things combined. A real solid workout routine, a good foundation of knowledge, and then also excellent habits. For myself personally, I make better gains now than when I was in my 20s and 30s because I didn't know what I was doing. Everything was an experiment, and now I continue to develop. I continue to make gains, and I actually think it's easier. But that really, we're not comparing the 25-year-old Victor to the 40-year-old Victor anymore, right? Because there's no such thing. There's no comparison. Yeah, if I knew then what I know now, it's not supposed to happen that way. You can't. You can only know really through experience. So whether there's any energy in pondering if a 25-year-old Victor made faster gains than a 40-year-old Victor, it keeps me stuck and not progressing now. If I were to answer that question and tell you, no, you can't make gains, that would hurt you. But it would also be untrue. And it would also hurt individuals who are in their 20s and 30s to say you can make gains faster now than when you're in your 40s, because that's not true either, because a lot is dependent upon your experience, how you train, and your habits. So to sum it up, you are where you are. There's no sense in pondering where you could have been. You were not born in the wrong era, with the wrong parents, in the wrong color, or the wrong gender, or the wrong sexuality. All of that is perfectly fine and right where it is. All you have to do is focus on where you are now and how to move forward, not comparing yourself to your former self, which is not around anymore. It's all one. It's all one the whole time. So enjoy your 40 to 50-year-old experience, your wisdom, your intellect, and everything you've learned has been cumulative, so that now you can make gains as if you were in your 20s and 30s, because you have the wherewithal and the understanding and the knowledge of how to do that, which you didn't have, despite having maybe a better recovery and better healing mechanism in the body. So it's all good. Peace, love, and muscles. Visit me at Vicsnatural. Say hello on Facebook. Take care.